To do multi-track recording, you need software to do that. Software that will allow you to record once, and then as you listen to it again, you record another part. Now, if you have GarageBand, that does multi-track recording for sure. There's many other pieces of software out there, but maybe you do not have a piece of software that does that. Well, there is a free one, and it's called Audacity. So if you head over to audacityteam.org, it'll take you to this web page, and here near the top you could say download Windows or the Mac version. If you have a Mac, then I would suggest just using GarageBand. However, the Windows version is there as well, and once you've installed it and or downloaded and installed, it'll look something like this. This is the full screen app here, and there's a bunch of buttons, and we're not going to worry about every single little button because you only need a few things here to get working. So just in the top bar though, you want to make sure that the microphone here is selected to whatever microphone you want to record in. So if you have a USB microphone, great. If you don't, then likely you just have one that's part of your computer. And so this one's set for built-in microphone, and that's pretty much it, because up here in red is the record button, and then stop, of course, and play on the left. So I'm gonna record for a second. And you can see that the thing's going, and as I'm talking, it's actually picking up my voice. And if I clap and hit stop, you can see where my voice was picked up. Those are those waveforms there, and then those are the claps with the louder spikes in the waveform. Okay, so we know it's working, and that's great. But there's one other little thing I would suggest for you to kind of hook up, and that would be earbuds or headphones. If you hook those up to your computer, after you finished, let me undo my delete there. If I was to add another track here and record something on top of, so that I can mix them together, if I didn't have headphones plugged into my computer's speakers are going to play the original track as it's recording the second one. So the microphone's going to pick up the first track in the microphone. So if you have headphones on, it won't pick it up because it's going through your ears and not through the speakers. I hope that makes sense, but that would be my recommendation, is to do this with headphones on. So now I'll go ahead again and with this X, get rid of that track. So to do this assignment, if you're recording 3 or 4 parts together, what you're going to do is you need a way to kind of start your recording so that you're always starting at the same time and keeping in beat with the original track. So if your first track or rhythm is being played with a clap, I would make sure that I'm always starting with a countdown so that I know when to begin each track. So I'm going to hit record. I'm going to snap my fingers like 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I clap my rhythm, and I'm going to hit stop. Okay, here we go. Great. So at the beginning here, you can see my 4 snaps. So now when I am going to add another track and record again, I'm going to start, and I'm going to let in my ears with the headphones, I'm going to let those first snaps be my guide for when I'm going to add another layer on top. So what you're going to do is, in the menu system in the app, you're going to go to tracks and say add new, and here's the key. For some reason, if you add a mono track, which is kind of like saying it's not stereo, it won't seem to, at least in my version that I have here, it's not allowing me to record over top, but it always adds to the recording later on, and that's not what I want. I want to be able to record at the same time. So I'm going to add a new stereo track. Okay, so that's key there, and you'll see that it gets placed on the bottom. I'm going to go up to the rewind or go back to the beginning button up on the top left. Okay, so now I'm ready to record, and unfortunately I don't have my headphones plugged in right now for you because of recording this screen capture. But I would hit record, and then I would add another rhythm. I don't even remember what I did the first time because I didn't write it down, but I'm going to try something different this time, and this time I will knock to get a different sound. And I'm going to hit end. So I added something different, but just to point this out, you can see that the second track actually picked up the snaps in it because the speaker was playing. And so there's actually a delay in the recording process because of that. And so it's not going to sound great unless I were to be using headphones. Okay. And then I can go and then go to the tracks and say add new stereo track again. I can add a third one, make sure I go back to the beginning, hit record, and let the first snaps be my guide, and then boom. So that's kind of the gist. Okay, so if I had 4 tracks going at the end of my, and I'm happy with all that, I can go and export this project. I would say export it as a wave, and you're going to upload that to Google Classroom. All right, so if you have any questions, let me know. Hopefully this isn't too complicated, but it's good to know how to use some software like this, at least at the beginning here, so that we can add to those skills later. Okay, so all you need to know is download Audacity. You need to be able to record using whatever microphone you want to use attached to your computer. You're going to put headphones in. You're going to have some sort of like metronome or starting rhythm so that you know when to start each track. And then when you go and add a new track, remember what is key is add a new stereo track and go back to the beginning, record the second track, and so on. All right. I hope that's understandable, and we'll see you next time.